Hey everyone. So there is a lot of confusion about the 17C formula, and I'm going to break down the history, why it's unfair, and ways to combat it so that we can help you address this issue and deal with the insurance company. Essentially, what the 17C formula is a formula that takes 10% of the retail value. So if you have a $50,000 car, it says 10% of that value is the maximum that can be paid out for diminished value. So that $50,000 number would turn into 5,000. Then they would apply a mileage modifier to lower it further, and then a damage modifier to lower it even further. And usually after they use this, on the number gets like lower than $1,000 for an initial offer from the insurance company. So the history of diminished value, or of 17C. 17C was established after the class action lawsuit between State Farm and Mabry. This was back in 2001. The 17C formula was created then. However, it was only intended to be used to settle that class action lawsuit because there were simply too many people involved in it. So the courts had to come up with a system to calculate it. Fast forward to 2008. The Georgia Insurance Commissioner released a statement advising insurance companies to stop using this formula as a form of a diminished value claim settlement. So if you fast forward even today, which is 16 years after that letter from the directive, insurance companies still use this formula to suppress the amount that's paid on diminished value claims. Now, if you were to do a Google search for 17C, you're going to find a lot of misinformation. And essentially, like if you were to look at JD Power, Forbes, and they have diminished value articles on those websites, which most people find credible. However, those websites that have that have misinformation on there because that's not a realistic way to calculate diminished value. So the reason why 17C is unfair is because it does not take into consideration real world transactions. So when you are involved in a car accident, you get your car repaired, but you want to sell it, you'll only have two ways of getting rid of the car: selling it on your own or trading it in at the car dealership. That's it. And selling a wrecked and repaired car is much more difficult today because of the vehicle history reports that surround it. So it can be a very frustrating situation for you to try to sell a wrecked and repaired car. So that leaves you with the most likely option of trading it in at the car dealership. Just the car accident alone allows the dealership to have a reason to offer you less than rough trade-in value. And that's how it works in the real world. The 17C formula does not take into consideration any real world transactions. It doesn't take into consideration wholesale values, trade-in values, or retail values. It does start at a retail value, but when it comes to like calculating it, it stops there. Essentially, so when you get these claims, when you get an offer that seems too low, and you can tell it's based off of the 17C formula, you really need to seek out an expert to help you to figure out what the best way to combat it is. Because what's happening is they're giving you an offer, a low offer, and you usually know it's a low offer, and there's proper ways to dispute these numbers. And it's going to depend on your situation and claim. Therefore, if you're in a situation where 17C is being used to settle your claim, I highly recommend that you reach out to us for a free phone consult so we can go over your options, the dispute process, and essentially whatever we can do to help you get going in the right direction. The phone consultation is free, so it's free to talk to us. If you decide to move forward with the process, we do charge $425 with a money-back guarantee. And because insurance companies put this formula out there and they make people think that this is the only way to do it, getting an expert involved could be the best financial move you could make.